We had some real issues going on here relative to administration of the building department, and I think we've got most of that turned around. Is there things that we could have done different? Yeah, but we've learned a lot. I think one thing we learned, and particularly big, is the prospector success. I think that's environmentally, it's one of the best successes that I've had here. Because we had, if you go look at, if you had some pictures of Prospector in 1980 and look at it today, it's a different world.
It's hard to put in one word, but I'd say integrity and really making us who we are.
Since 1980, we've 100% protected every business on the historic Main Street Business District. Every one of those is sprinkled, and no other city in the state of Utah has done it. And so I feel like that was if you talk about preservation of historic structures, if you might go back and look at the newspaper articles over the years, and you'll find Main Street had fires pretty commonly, and we still do. But you don't write them up in the paper because they're put out by a sprinkler head.
We are so progressive in this area, so far ahead of the rest of the country when it comes to fire sprinklers and the safety they provide. It's been fabulous.
I've never had a politician in Park City, and I'm in, as you know, the regulatory business, ever asked me to do something different than I've done after they understood what it was. And I feel good about that. That's not very common.
Well, I think first and foremost, ensuring the safety of everybody. I think his work with requiring sprinklers in homes and businesses is something that he's led the state in and was way ahead of his time on. And at the end of the day, Ron could be tough, but his goal was for everybody to be safe.
I met this guy when I was in my early 20s and owned a little business on Main Street, and I've had the great honor the last 8.5 years to work with him on city projects, and this gentleman actually represents the best, in my opinion, of what Park City has to offer, and an attitude of how do we get to the goal as compared to an automatic smackdown on enforcement. I don't think there's anyone who has built in this town the last 35 years that doesn't know this young man's name, and I'm going to miss him terribly. He's been a great asset to the city and to everyone who lives here.
He's left a legacy of great staff and trained a lot of people, and so I think we'll see pieces of Ron with the people that replace him internally, and so I think we're in a good spot, but we're sure going to miss him.